Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Thursday night paint night. Tonight's a special night. All super chats and super stickers will be going directly to help the LA victims of the fire. So I think that goes right through the Salvation Army. So go ahead and click that donation. That'll help them out. Appreciate that. We did ours earlier. And here we go again. We're back at it. We're back on the tank. This has all been silver metal flakes. If you remember last week, we actually went through, we laid all the designs down. We put these little safety tapes down here and there to be able to keep our edges fastened, because if we would have just left this as it is, a lot of this just would have rolled off. Probably would have broke loose. So we use these little pieces of tape here to make sure that everything stays stuck down. Look, here's a little bit of a problem. I need to fix that while I see it. You see here, there's a little bit of the overlap issue. Let me fix that while I can see it. But anyways, who we got on here, Ashley?
Rick, Holiday, Joe and Jen, Parrish, Dom the Painter, Ben, Cliff, happy birthday, Ben, John, Travis, Junior, Lauren.
Cool. Right on. Thanks for being here, guys and girls. So I'm just pulling off the tapes that we have here. Safety tape. You'll find that once you lay the safety tape down, it really helps locking the tape down. Like, this stuff's stuck for good. Like, it's probably, you could probably leave the tape off now and it would stick for a good while without any problems. Okay, we're looking good. Oh, a couple more right here on top. We're also going to want to tape out around here too, because we don't want any of that paint going into the fuel bone here. We'll put a little masking tape on that. One more right here. I think there's one more hanging out right here too. Get these off, so get some paint mixed up, ready to spray. Okay, cool. Like, I'll kind of go ahead and actually I'll put this off to the side so we're able to see the rear fender that we did a couple weeks ago. That way you can kind of have the idea of how we're going to be matching this thing up. So, if you haven't been with us, if you're new, you would know this started out a silver metal flake just like that did. And what we did is we added candy Brandywine around the edges. We sprayed it with a candy red on top. We added a silver leaf. We also sprayed a candy red over top of that. And then we added this like a light gray kind of tan regular pigmented paint on top. We did a little bit of honeycomb graphics on that. We also did do a little bit of honeycomb on the edges here too that kind of ghost in and out. So yeah, cool look. This still needs another go around in clear coat and drop shadows and stuff like that, but we're waiting for some of the other parts that we're doing now to kind of catch up. Okay, looking good. Let me grab a roll of tape here.
Adam, is the mixture for the candy concentrate 4-1, 5-1, or what?
So it's going to be more like so it's 60%. Let me look in the back. I gotta remember now. It says right here on the back. So 70% clear base coat, 30% candy, but you can mix this up to 50-50. So if you wanted 50% of the clear base coat and then 50% of the candy, that will also work. That's up to that. Any more than the candy, you could have some problems with adhesion because the clear base coat binder is what kind of keeps everything together. and keeps it stuck. But a general rule right there. This also show you how to mix up the different colors of candy. We'll be mixing up a little bit. You see here, clear base coat to make the purple. We got 15% blue, 50% red. We'll make the purple candy. Now, what we're doing here is, let me show you that real quick. You see here that that's the purple candy. So that basically that's red and blue mixed together. In order to get the Brandywine, which is right here, we just mix a splash of the blue in with the red. So this is mostly the red concentrate. A few drops of the blue candy is going to make this this Brandywine red color. But too much blue is going to turn it purple like the other one we saw, which is fine too, but we're looking for Brandywine. We're not wanting purple on this.
John says, Sunday is my last shift at the fire department before I retire.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah,
20-year retirement. Lucky you.
Nice, yeah.
You get to live out your own life now. Okay. Let's, so what I got here is the Avante. Is that backwards on your screen? Doesn't say Avante backwards. Huh. Shows it backwards on my screen for some reason. Anyways, yeah, this is a $25 airbrush at Harbor Freight. This is actually what I prefer to do for this kind of stuff. If I'm doing like murals with a lot of detail, yeah, maybe something a little nicer, but this definitely gets the job done. I've also used in the past a couple variations of the Black Widow pistol grip. Kind of janky. You know, you would think that this being a higher price, this Black Widow, I mean, it looks nice, but man, I prefer this airbrush over the more expensive Black Widow. This thing has, I feel like it just has too many options. Kind of janky, you know, I don't know. I just prefer, this is a simple airbrush, works well. 20 or 25 bucks, depending if it's on sale or not. And then if it goes bad, take your receipt back if you got the warranty. If not, just go buy yourself a new one. I mean, you could buy, I think, 3 of these compared to 1 of these. So if you're new, start with the Avante. There's a couple of different versions of this. Maybe I have one here. Let's see. There is another Avante. I don't have it on hand, but there is another Avante that comes with the compressor, the little compressor. It's like a combo package. It's not the same Avante airbrush as this. It has the black backing on it. It's not all chrome, so that's not the same airbrush. That doesn't work quite as well. So this one, that's a standalone. You buy it by itself, 20 or 25 bucks. You're good to go with that. Okay, let's load this thing up with some Brandywine, and we'll get to edging all this out. Now, we also mixed urethane reducer in this mixture to make it sprayable, because most base coats and candies and all that, they come thicker than what you need. Got to thin them out a little bit. So you use urethane reducer to do that. We'll see how this is spraying. I always like to test my airbrush before spraying.
How do you feel about the Anist Iwata Eclipse airbrush?
Which one?
Anist Iwata Eclipse airbrush?
Anest Iwata, yeah.
Oh, Anist?
Yeah, it's just an Iwata. Yeah, those probably the best airbrushes, really. If you want to spend the money, yeah, go for it. But you know, I'm telling you, if you got to buy everything and you're brand new, I would go with this, because you're going to be spending money on materials, paint, sandpaper, all that other stuff to get you started. this will do the job. It really will. Even though Harbor Freight kind of scares people, their stuff's getting better. So I trust it. You should probably trust it too. But once again, the Micron, some of those airbrushes, beautiful airbrushes. They work great, and they probably are the best.
Is there a way to get Candy Apple Red look out of the LimeLine Candy paint pack?
Candy Apple Red is going to be just the Candy Red itself. We'll actually be spraying that here in a little bit out of a paint gun. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edge this out with the Brandywine, but then I'm going to cover everything else with a paint gun in the red. So, but right now with the Brandywine, I'm just aiming for the tape lines. Not trying to get full coverage on the first go around. You know, I'm just going to layer it up, keep layering this paint up. Looks like I had a little bit of contamination right here. That's weird. I think a little bit of water came through my airbrush. You see that?
Yep.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck?
Whiter. White.
Yep. It splashed a little bit of water on there. That doesn't happen very often. Let me drain my compressor real quick and see what's up with that. Oh yeah, there's water in here. Yeah, wow. Go ahead and wipe that off because that's that water on there. It's obviously not sticking. So there is a
wasn't me.
there is a little water separator that's hooked straight to the airbrush compressor, which I am using the Black Widow compressor. So you got to drain that every once in a while. But what will happen is you'll be airbrushing and then it'll spit out just a little bit of water all at once. It works itself up the line. Well, that's what happened. It's okay. We'll fix it. You got to be real careful with that because the more coats of candy that you apply, the darker it gets. Because, you know, if that happened later on in a later stage, we put more paint on top of it without noticing, we could have been a little bit of problem there. We would have had to maybe start over. But we caught it in time. No big deal. Really, it's just as easy as following the tape lines. Not much skill involved in it. You don't have to necessarily rock the trigger back and forth. Just gonna make sure I have enough paint on there to give it a nice blend. We're gonna do the same thing on these lines.
Any tips on reducing clear buildup on the edges?
Oh, okay. So this is Roman. What's up, Roman? Yeah, I actually got your message earlier. You want to pop that on the screen real quick and I can answer that question? I actually saved your picture and we're going to be able to show it to the rest of the peeps here. Okay, so the question was, so we're looking at the side of a fairing right here, a 3/4 fairing for a Harley. And if you look where it's circled, there's buildup there. There's buildup of clear coat. And he's asking basically, what can you do to prevent this? And maybe even we'll go into how we're going to fix this at this point too. But you know, this happens to the best of us, really, especially when it gets to cold weather. Yeah, the clear coat takes a little bit longer to dry, and it wants to flow out a little better, a little more. So yeah, really, it's about spray technique. Me personally, I like to spray my edges first, and then make sure I don't hit them when I'm done. You know, what most likely happened is probably the last coat or second to last coat. Maybe you wanted to flow the clear coat out, make it as best as you can. But really, if you look at the rest of the photo on that, the clear actually laid out really good. I mean, not much orange peel to it. I mean, couldn't be much better as far as that goes. But yes, you do have a little bit of buildup that kind of clear coat wants to flow out. Grab my, I just lost the lid of my airbrush. There it is. Popped right off.
I saw it.
God damn. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, what's happening over there?
Oh. Popped off. It did. Anyways, I'll finish. Want to pop that back on the screen there. Let's talk about that. We're gonna forget about this for a second. So yeah, I mean, basically, spray technique is hitting those edges first. Always keeping an eye on that edge to see how it's flowing out. But what is happening is that most likely probably would have turned into a run if it would have had more room. But the fact that it hits the edge, it just builds up there and it stays there till it dries. So yeah, I mean, just spray technique would be the biggest thing on that. He just got a little bit heavy probably on that last coat. Now, in order to fix this, it needs to be, what's that?
You still want the picture on there?
No, that's fine. In order to fix that, probably layering, you need to sand it down on that edge, but you could put a little piece of tape just on the inside edge of that. That way you're just sanding the edge and not into your paint. But yeah, I mean, spray technique would probably be the answer to that. Now I got my own issue here. Take care of. Let me put this airbrush down.
Someone said, if I buy the yellow and blue candy concentrates, would it give examples on how to make lime green and other green shades?
It doesn't necessarily give you the example on the bottle, but in order to do a lime green, you would just add together blue and gold candies. But if you want it to be like more of a lime color, just add more of the gold to that. And it's going to be like a lime gold. Well, this one's easy right here. I can wipe that one right off.
Someone said, Adam's drunk. Adam's on the struggle bus tonight. What's going on over there? Bullet hole night, I see.
No bullet holes in this one. No bullet holes in this one. Well, the good thing is it happened on the tape right here. I'm going to kind of be able to get rid of that. This is the only one right here. It worries me a little bit. Let's go ahead and... Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I think we're okay here. We're going to layer up some more candy on top of that. And then I'm going to check my airbrush to make sure that doesn't happen again. What happened is most likely the hole got clogged. The hole gets clogged, which it kind of looks like it is. Yep. What happens is it builds up pressure in the cup, and it just blew the cap right off. And then it's obviously you see it splashed on there. No big deal. We'll get it.
Roman said, thanks for answering that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Poke this hole with the old needle. There we go. Man, this lid, for some reason, this lid doesn't fit quite as tight either. Okay, no more accidents. We'll end up darkening that up, and that should get taken care of.
Someone said you can buy a filter that connects to the bottom of the airbrush as a last resort and makes holding the airbrush more comfortable.
Yeah, it does. Yep. Yep, I actually might even have one around here somewhere. But yeah, it's like a little pistol grip filter he's talking about. Those things work great.
Are the air gurch lids typically universal fitting to other airbrush guns?
No, they're all going to be just for the airbrush itself. Came with. It looks thick. Oh, it's like thick. That's pretty good actually. Yeah, thank you. Once again, we just keep building it up over the top. I know right here it really doesn't matter because this is where the silver leaf is going to come in. Some of this is going to get covered. The bottom of this is going to go that gray color, and the top's actually going to go gray too.
Is it straight red, or did I miss him mixing up some blue to darken it up?
This is candy red with just a couple drops of blue in it. Gives it a Brandywine color. But remember, too much blue is going to turn it purple, which is fine if you want purple. We're not looking for purple on this. I'm not worried too much of a blend on this side because once again, I'm going to come back and this is a pigmented gray. A gray color is going to go on top of this. However, we do need to clear coat it before we lay that down, because if we lay this candy down right now and we're done, we're ready to do the gray on the top and the bottom, we tape this off right here, and everywhere with that we had the overspray of the red, what that's going to do is going to soak up into the pigmented color. It's going to turn that into like a pink. So it's going to be a gray pink on all the edges. So you have to make sure you seal down all of your candy with clear coat, or you can use intercoat clear or clear base coat. You're going to have to do a couple coats of that and make sure you don't hit it too hard, because once again, the candy, what it wants to do is it wants to absorb into anything that you put on top, including your clear coat. So that's why when we go first to clear coat this thing, we want to make sure that we're applying a couple of light coats to start, because that will help bury the candy and prevent it from leaching up into the clear coat and the base coats.
If you need to remove the candy red to start over, what would you use to remove it?
You lacquer thinner at this point. It would be kind of messy job. It'd be a little hard with the tape on there, but it could be done. I got lucky. I'm glad it didn't land like right in the middle, you know, because I'll be able to cover everything up with enough coats right there. That one's probably the worst, but just a heavy drop shadow on that's going to take care of it. So we got lucky.
Rhino said, "You're so dope. Watching videos literally inspired me to learn how to paint. Been referring to your videos to learn on my bikes."
Yeah, right on. That's what I like to hear, actually, you know.
Rick's
not trying to be the best at anything, not trying to win any awards here. We're just teaching. This is not hard what we're doing.
Rick says, "Ho, can I make a candy apricot or gold?" I think he's addressing you, not me. I think he meant to say how, but I just
how to what?
How can I make candy
Candy what? Which one? Apricot
or gold?
We have a candy gold. Yeah, it's a candy gold straight out of the candy. If you want to make an apricot, what color is apricot? Orange. Yeah, so you just do a couple drops of red into that. It's going to start to tint it orange. The more red you do, the darker the orange is going to get. Yeah, so I mean, you can always experiment and see. With the three primary colors, the red, the gold, and the blue, you can pretty much make, you can make the green, the purples, the oranges, and you could do variations of those. Not only you don't even necessarily have to mix them together. You could apply them onto the surface. Like say like you wanted a bright lime green. Well, you could do a green candy, and then you could hit it with a gold over top, and what it's going to do is going to brighten up that green and turn it into like an antifreeze color, you know, like a lime green. That's the nice thing about transparent is you can mix them as you spray.
Trying to find a good paint booth. Too much humidity here to paint in open room.
Yeah, so just paint booth, if you have a garage or something, I would recommend just getting a blow up booth. If you get the blow up booth, make sure you get the elephant trunk that attaches to the side. That way, your mixture you're getting all those fumes blown out of there.
Mike says, I tried for Brandywine a week ago and it came out dark but turned kind of pink after clear. So now my son is going to have to ride a reddish pinkish Road King. Laugh out loud.
A little bit of Brandywine is famous for that, looking kind of pink. If you don't get enough coats on there, really you got to make sure that you get enough candy on there to do the job. That actually spit a little bit more water out right there.
Do you ever weigh your material out to mix it?
I don't. No. Do I know anybody that really does that? In custom paint, I don't think you would find that very often. I think most people are just mixing by measuring. Once again, we break a lot of rules too, so we'll take things and we'll thin them out or thicken them out or do different things to manipulate the paint in order to get it to do what we want to do. There we go.
Someone said, Ash with the jokes flying right over Adam's head. It's okay, Ash. It's hard to joke with someone who's hard of hearing. I have literally been telling him he has got to go.
What's wrong? What's wrong? I don't know what's wrong.
You're deaf as heck. I have no idea what's going on, but you can't hear lately at all.
As you can see, I can just keep moving around the different areas. That way it gives the paint a chance to dry. You don't want to saturate this paint so wet that it's bridging up over the tape, and really you'll use less paint if you paint slower, especially out of the airbrush. I mean, really, you couldn't do the job with a paint gun that you do with the airbrush. I mean, we use 2 containerfuls right here, which is nothing, less than an ounce of paint. Make sure we get that blend really nice going down right there.
What compressor are you running?
That's the Black Widow from Harbor Freight.
Did you mix a big batch of the Brandywine or mix it in small batches as you go?
I like to mix enough in order to do the job that I need to do.
And earlier he did ask, and I forgot. I was going to tell you, but got sidetracked. How do you keep mixing up the same colors? Like if you make a batch, then how do you do it the second time? You can
do a spray out like right here. So if you have to make more, you could always refer to your colors here, and then you can match it up. Remember that the candies is not like pigmented paint. If you were to mix up a custom pigmented paint and spray it out, it's going to hit full coverage and that color is not going to change. But on this, if you keep going over the same area, you can see that that's now no longer the same color as that. It's way darker. Because as you add more candy, which is transparent, it's going to darken the color. With regular pigmented paint, which is not transparent, it's going to cover until it's covered to 100%, and it's not going to go any darker. It's going to stay there. So that's why candy paints are a little more challenging when it comes to spraying, because say you were going to, what most people say is the hardest thing to do in automotive painting is to paint a whole car a candy, which it is pretty tough to do. Reason being is this, because if you're starting and stopping right there, and then you start over here, it's really hard to get those to blend together to make it the same. If it was a pigmented paint, as long as it's 100% here, 100% here, it's all going to look the same. But you could be 100% here, 150% here, 120% here, and you could see how it can kind of get blotchy and stuff like that. That's why instead of trying to paint this all red with an airbrush. I'm just edging it out with the Brandywine, and then I'm going to put candy red into a paint gun and spray it all the way over. That way it could be nice and even. But doing these edges, getting those nice blends, Brandywine out from here to there, same way the other way. It gives it a nice looking flow. I mean, we could have just easily just hit it with a gun with candy red, would have pulled them off, but it wouldn't be, the look wouldn't be as dynamic. I can tell when people have done that when they haven't really put a blend. So if you want your paint to be next level, try this. So say like you could even do this with purple. Say like you do the purple candy, then you have a nice purple blend into the red, heavier contrast. We're also going to hit this with a little candy black, more contrast. So by doing that and not just hitting it all with Brandywine or all with red, we're giving this a better look, more of a blended kind of a faded look on the edges.
A couple guys on here said that they just get, like Pear says, he gets half pint cans from Amazon and he pre-mixes his candies in them. Then he has them all ready to go.
Oh yeah, that's great.
John says he does something similar.
Yeah, there's no problem with pre-mixing your candies because this is not a two-part. Well, it's two-part because you got to thin it out, but that's not actually considered a part because the urethane reducer to thin the paint out to make it sprayable, once it hits, it releases. It's no longer with the paint. It's all going to evaporate out. We're just using the urethane reducer as a way to thin out the paint, and then it evaporates, and then it dries. With two parts, though, like part A, part B, clear coat, once you mix those two parts together, it chemically hardens, and it's going to dry no matter what. Even if you cap it, it's going to dry. Paint's a little different. Base coats are different.
How long can you have bulk pre-made candy?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How long can you have bulk?
Ouch.
Oh my God. That's what you get for not listening to me earlier. Maybe that'll knock some hearing into you.
I'm having problems here, okay?
God, I know. Tell me
All
about
right,
it.
say it again. I'm listening.
How long can you have the bulk pre-made candy? So like what's the pot life?
The pot life, well, as long as it's sealed good. I mean, the pot life is actually for candies is a very long time because even if it starts to gel up a little bit, you could put a little bit of reducer in there and thin it back out. So it really takes a while. I mean, as long as it's airtight, 6 months to a year, I would bet. It all just depends on how well it's sealed up. You can always just crack it open, even if it's a little gummy. Like I said, a little bit of reducer in there is going to thin that right back out.
Jay says we're gonna get a tank on the floor at this rate.
No, this is not my tank. Can't let that happen. Wouldn't be the first time, though, I'll tell you that. I just want to make sure these blends are nice and dark. Darker by the edge, fade it out. Man, there's still a little bit of water in there.
Maybe you have your underwear on backwards. That's what's going on? Or inside out or something?
Could be inside. That happened one day.
Yeah, you've done that a few times, so maybe that's what's going on here.
I don't know what's going on. We're good. Oh, we're out of paint. I think I just got a little bit more to do up here. Get close here. I might as well put the rest of that in there. Put a little bit more reducer. I like to put the urethane reducer in a little ketchup bottle like this. It makes it easier. When I say urethane reducer, I don't want to splash this. LiME urethane reducer. This will reduce base coats. You can add a splash up to 10% in your clear coat on your last coat to help flow out the clear coat. Don't run it though, Roman. Don't run it. But yeah, it's kind of a multi-purpose kind of a solvent. You can use it in your primers to thin out your primers a little more. Got a hair right there. I don't got a hair right there. I got to get that out.
You're not wearing a tee backwards, are you?
I don't know what's going on. I need to get this hair out of here. I know that.
That's how you get a UTI. It says. Listen to these guys. Oh.
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh,
There we go.
You guys are funny.
So one of your hairs in there, Ash, again.
That ain't my hair.
It looks like your hair.
I'm sitting over here.
The last one blew over here.
I'm sitting over here minding my own business. Your head is above it.
Looks like your color. Black and curly.
Same color yours?
Black and curly. What's going on?
No.
Okay, I think we're looking good here. Let me check all my edges. Maybe a little more right there. Like I said, we don't.
Use your filter.
My filter?
Use your filter.
Nah, I don't have a filter. I have the filter that's kind of hooked onto here, but all right. So you see, it's a little bit of like a little bit of paint dust kind of settles on there. No, it's not going. You can do a little glass cleaner on there to clean that up. In fact, let me do that real quick.
My God, get a hold of the situation, dude.
Oh, I'm fine now.
So I think, like I said, I think he has underwear on inside out or backwards or something today.
Come on. All right.
Maybe it's a short and curly from your crochet underwear.
I was waiting for it.
What's the best thing to do when your airbrush is not spraying consistently and spitting?
Check your take out your needle and then flush it out.
Paris said,
all the time.
Paris said, how'd you like the Christmas card?
It was hilarious. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for that. It was hilarious. Everybody was laughing at the shop. It was funny. I just left it kind of laying out on the table just so people would happen to go by and look at it and be like, what the heck?
Just use just a little bit of glass cleaner on this to clean up some of that overspray that's kind of hanging out.
B Diamond said, what's up?
What up? New painter in the house right there. B Diamond, if you know, he was on the episode, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Brand new to paint. He went and picked up a bunch of stuff and currently learning, doing really well.
Adam needs a little brandy or wine to calm himself down. B Diamond said he's actually painting right now.
Oh, really? Right on. Love to hear that.
Are you going to do water drop effects? Laugh out loud.
I was going to on this, and I decided not to, but.
Well, you might have natural ones there now.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm going to get the inside of that cleaned up too. That glass cleaner just kind of helps get some of that overspray off. Okay, we're about ready to. So I'm going to take this down into the booth. I do want to show you the. So we do have the candy red all loaded up right here. Since we're spraying it out of a gun, we have these little disposable cup system. The lid goes on. And what we're going to do is we're going to spray. You can see the difference between the Brandywine and the candy red. So we're going to spray the candy red over everything. Everything, since it's a candy, the Brandywine is going to stay dark. If this was just a pigmented red base coat, and that was it, we would spray over this and we would lose everything. Everything would just turn red. This is a candy, so what's going to do is all the dark is going to stay dark, and then everything that's light is going to shade to this red color, still keeping the sparkle underneath because, once again, it's transparent. Okay, I'm going to go get the booth ready. I'll take the tank down there. We'll turn the booth on. I'm going to come back and grab the paint, grab my paint gun, and then I'll grab you guys, and we'll head down there, spray that out, and see what we get. Okay, we got the ring. Connect the ring on there. So this is the 1.4 LiME HVLP. You can see that just snaps. Make sure it's clean. We're good. Snap that right in there. A little shake, and we should be good to go. So I'll take this down there. We already have the tank down there. Okay. If you guys want to catch me on Instagram, I will be using the new Meta glasses. Let's go ahead and do this. You guys can be able to see from my point of view what we're doing. Okay, let's head down there. Okay. We got candy red in the gun. We got everything edged out in the Brandywine. Like I said, we're not going to worry too much about getting the red on the top of the bottom because that's where that gray color is going to go. So no worries on that. We'll get it hooked up. Oh, let's see here. Oh, we don't have it. The compressor's not on. I don't have the compressor on. Let's see. Huh. I have to hit it with the hammer. Hold on. There we go. Well, there's the compressor I use. Oh, what's this?
What's up? It's for you.
Oh, jeez. What size is that? Small? Okay. We're going to have to give this a second. That compressor is going to need to charge up a little bit. We can kind of look over the booth while we're at it. Let's do that. So you can see this is all, I get a lot of questions about the paint booth. This is all just built in, drywalled. That's just a commercial door I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. We did frame in these filters. These frames will pop out. I got these grates on Amazon. You can buy the filters on Amazon too. So what they call this is like a, what do they call it? A side draft booth, because it does have the two inlets. It's not forced in, but you can see down in the middle right there, that's the exiting fan. If we were to open up that filter right there, basically there's just a tube fan with an external motor on the other side, and then a belt runs that. The reason why you want to get one of those is that way the motor is not in the flow of the paint. What will happen is if you have the paint flowing through the motor, eventually it's going to cause that motor to overheat. Could cause a fire, or could cause failure for sure. So having just the tube fan with the belt and the external motor, that's the way to go. So if you can find one of those work great. Once again, this is just built-in drywall, LED lights, and then we just put some hooks in the ceiling. Yeah, we need a paint job in this thing. All right, let's see where our pressure's at. Okay. Let's see how this is spraying, huh? All right, let's let that charge up for a little bit longer. Need a little bit more air pressure. All right, that's sounding better. There we go. We're good to go. All right, I'm gonna put my mask on. Okay, we'll give that one coat. Here, you want to hold that?
Why do I give you that?
Thank you. Thank you. Here, you'll hold that. Thank you. Oh, what's going on here? Great.
Here's one.
No, that's not the right size.
I had to come down the dang witch stairs, which I don't do.
All right, cool. I'm just touching it on the tape to make sure it's dry. We're good for another coat. Okay, we're looking good.
what's going on.
Sorry about the ruckus there. I don't know what's happening. All right. Woo. All right. I'm going to go grab that tank.
They want to know, was that sound with the glasses too?
Yeah, it is with the glasses. Wait, what was the question?
You still have them on.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Goodbye. Down those crazy stairs again.
Okay. Looking good. All right, we just need to let this dry for a little bit. Since I didn't spray the backside or anything like that, I was able to pick it up. But you can see it's pretty wet still. We definitely wouldn't attempt to pull the tape at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some candy black, and we're going to add the shadows. Not everywhere, just in spots here and there where we think they need to be. And then we'll pull this tape. But we do have a giveaway to do right now. Let's go ahead and do our first giveaway. They'll be winning. Who's the first? What are they winning? Ashley, go ahead and let them know. I'm out of breath.
Okay, they're going to win this ultimate tape bundle, and I'll put it up on the screen to show you what it is. Right here.
All right. First person will win the ultimate tape bundle. So all you got to do is hashtag LiME in the comments if you were on YouTube. I'll get some candy black mixed up. Black candies are right here. Same thing. We're just going to mix that with clear base coat, reduce it out so it's sprayable, and we're going to hit the shadows on all this.
They want to know how you get any bikes down the stairs.
We have a little elevator that we made.
Okay, should I do it now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
There you go.
All right, good luck, everybody. Dorkosaurus, you did it. Hey, don't go anywhere because we still have one more giveaway to do at the end. Not too far away because we got this black candy to lay out. We got to pull this tape, and we're just about done here. So don't go anywhere because I think we're giving away a long sleeve T-shirt on the last one here. Okay, we're looking good there. Grab our airbrush. We can clean it out. We don't need to clean it out too much. We'll just dump it out, save the paint. We don't need to clean it all the way out because we can leave a little bit of that candy right in there. It's not going to hurt nothing.
B Diamond also said he'll throw in some something leather for the winners too.
Oh, right on.
Thanks. That's awesome. Thank you. We love
Cool.
that.
Another gift from B Diamond. All right. Once again, we're not hitting it everywhere. We are going to hit it right underneath where I had that little splash, though. That's going to help get rid of that for good. Let's get a little tape and we'll help prop this up here.
The long sleeves go from a medium to a 3XL, and they do run a little bit long. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, they are long. That's
Longer, yeah.
That's the benefit to having them. I'm not going to show your butt. You bend over. Okay, so we're just going to hit this in certain areas. Let's go ahead and check out the spray on this. Like always, make sure we're good.
The winners from last week got a cool prize from B Diamond too. I sent those out. Those are pretty rad.
Yeah, so you got the last week's out?
Yep.
So you guys will be getting those shortly. The winners from last week.
Yeah.
Got an extra little surprise
those
there
cool.
from B Diamond.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Okay, so we're going to go just hit some of these areas right here. and darken them up. Not too heavy. Do the same thing here. Kind of everywhere naturally there would be a drop shadow. That's kind of where I want to do it at. All of this in here is going to end up being silver leaf. I don't really need to focus on that. Everything below this is actually going to go a pigmented color. So I'm not going to really worry too much about that either. But just by adding that drop shadow right there, it's going to look like it's naturally shadowed, giving it more of a 3D look. We could always just skip this step and it would look fine. But these little things are what makes the difference of, you know, the nice blends and the nice deep colors.
Parrish said the black candy is perfect for shadowing.
It is. It's great for that. For an overall kind of a candy, you know, you wouldn't want to spray black candy over a metal flake paint job. Black candy is pretty. It's still transparent, but it's the least transparent out of all the candies. So, that sparkle it's going to hide. So it's best for shadows. Or you can outline the whole piece with it too. Nothing wrong with that. So we're going to do this one right here. Not going to worry too much about that one because that's where the leaf's going to go. But we'll step this one down a little bit. Darken that up. There we go. Okay. I think we got it there. Let's see how this is drying. I'll touch it right here because we're going to have other paint right here. Oh, that's good and dry. A little wet right there. Maybe we'll pull this first. Let that dry a little bit longer. You know, we do trying to pull the tape off while the paint's still a little tacky can be a little risky. That's when you'll start to develop like paint pill and stuff like that. Also oversaturation. If you just shoot down a bunch of candy or any kind of paint over top of the tape and it bridges over the top, it's going to have a hard time adhering to that because it's going to want to pull off with your tape, and it could actually pull off from the panel itself. So keep an eye on that.
When you do the shadowing, they said, are you painting just underneath the tape line?
Yeah, I am. I'm mostly just underneath this one. Not doing much over here, just a little bit. But really, I want this to be the darker edge so that it looks like a natural shadow that's kind of developed there. Maybe I'll do actually, so that's leaf, a little bit more right here, baby. Yeah, that looks good. Like I said, not going to worry about down here or up here because that's going to go a different color once we get it clear coated. We're just doing this in stages. What we'll do is we'll do so much in the paint. We'll put it down into clear coat, give it 4 coats of clear coat. Once it's dry, we're able to sand it smooth, not smooth, and we're able to put more paint on top. Complex custom paint jobs, in almost all cases, require multiple sessions of 2K clear coat. You're not mostly going to get it done all in one shot. So just understand that it's not just like a one and done kind of thing. We're going to build this up in layers. We can always do more. But this is about how much I'm comfortable with, and we can be able to seal up that candy with some 2K clear coat and then move on from there. Okay. We'll grab a tape removal blade. Maybe I'll start down here where it's not so saturated. Right there, I sprayed it pretty thick right there. So I want to be super careful when I come to pull the tape. Also want to make sure we're pulling it straight back onto itself.
This is always my favorite part.
You like this part?
I do, and then so does Daddy number 53.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pulling the tape. It could be nerve-wracking if you're the one doing it, though. Make sure that stays off clean. That point. Okay, that's looking good. No problem. Usually I like to pull one at a time, but we got two going. Let's do it. Let that one be. Let's take this one right here. Here we go.
Slow and steady wins the race. So satisfying.
Oh, yeah. So far, so good. No problems. Let's keep it up.
Diamond said tomorrow he'll post a video on his YouTube of the helmet that he flaked in tonight.
Oh, really?
Stuff.
Right on. On YouTube, huh?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, B Diamond Leather, I think is what he is on YouTube. There's been talk about me getting down to his shop and doing some leather work. And I barely get by with this paint gig. I don't know. Right. Now we're getting into the dangerous part where I really saturated it. Another one right here. Let's see. Usually I like to find where I have to break. There's a breaking point right there. We're going to have to plan it. It's super wet right here. It's not wet, but it's quite a bit of paint there. Here we go. Oh, don't go nowhere. Oh, come on. There we go. Two more to go. Go ahead and let's see. We'll grab this one right here. Let's find an edge. Right there.
How long did you wait before pulling the tape off?
What was it? Maybe 5 minutes? Maybe wait 10 minutes. It all depends on temperature, how heavy you spray it, how many coats you do, what kind of reducer you're using. There's a lot of variables when it comes to how long something takes to dry, paint takes to dry, or primer. There's a lot of variables. So when you say, like, when somebody says 10 minutes or 5 minutes, it kind of depends. You really just have to know the sweet spot. Follow the directions of the paint that you're using is the best case. Spraying in at least 70 degrees is also a good habit to get into if you can. Obviously, it's wintertime now.
What's the temperature, do you think, right now in the shop?
Oh, it's probably about 65 degrees in here.
And they said that candy black makes such a big difference.
It does, huh? It really does. So pull this off really clean with no issues. Oh, another little piece right there. There we go. A couple more. All right.
These are the parts I was waiting for, Adam. These little crazy doohickey designs in there.
These right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little different. Kind of made them up as I went. I felt like gave it a little bit of pizzazz. Pull this off real careful. Okay. If something was to happen, it's not the end of the world. We can always fix it up in the next round. We wouldn't try to fix it now. If something was to happen, we would clear coat it and then fix it on the next layer. If you're already having adhesion issues, don't tape to it. Oh, got it.
B Diamond said, I'm pretty sure I'm covered head to toe in flake. Yeah, I would
That
not.
happens.
I literally would not doubt that.
And so is your whole shop.
And so will your house be.
In your house.
Just ask your wife.
It's going everywhere. It really is.
It'll be everywhere. She'll be like, what is this?
One time I went with you, Ashley, to Best Buy. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then they were cleaning. It was late at night, and they were like vacuuming, waiting for us to leave. And this girl was vacuuming, and she pretty much ended up like at my feet, and she's all, "You're the one," because I guess I was leaving a trail of metal flicker everywhere I walked. She ended up at where my feet were. Anyways, if you spray flake, your shoes will show it.
Oh yeah, you're covered. Someone said, are you using a razor blade to get the tape started?
Yeah, it's just a tape removal blade. It's a plastic blade. You can. They actually come with the ultimate tape kit that's Dorkosaurus 1.
B Diamond said, I wore a mask. Adam said I had to paint naked, so all I was in a mask.
I gotta see this. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I see, it's a little bit lighter up here because we're gonna go with a different color of gray to match the fender. But this is gonna go down into the booth. It's gonna get clear coated. That way we can seal up the candy. Because once again, if we try to paint in our grays here and here, that candy's gonna suck right up into that paint, and it's gonna turn our gray paint pink. It's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do, but you can put an intercoat clear or a 2K clear coat in between it to bury it, to lock it down. Also, the nice thing about using 2K clear coat to lock this down is if you have any problems with overspray on the next layer, you can always sand it off or wipe it off with lacquer thinner, just like we did earlier. If we had a little spot that kind of hit there here and there, we were able to take care of it, luckily. But if it's clear coated, you're in better shape because you can do a couple of different things to be able to clean it up because you've already kind of saved everything to that point.
Does the bike behind you get a lot of overspray on it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty dirty. Yeah, nothing serious though. I mean, it can all be wiped off and polished off. No big deal. This is just base coats we're spraying up here. Clear coats, primers, it's a little different. It's gonna. Those
little stripes do look cool.
Yeah, it gives it a cool little look. Yeah, I like it. Once this is all once again, leaf is going in here. around there. And then we have the grays, tones, also the honeycomb that's going to be airbrushed in there as well. But we'll do that on the next layer. We're not looking to do all of it on this one layer. We already know it needs to be clear coated in order to get rid of some of these edges. Because everywhere where we painted, there's a thickness difference. Like there's a little bit of a paint edge on all of this that you can feel. So the purpose of clear coating is we're going to smooth it out, sand it smooth, and we're good.
Can we use the plastic razors to scrape down the paint edges?
I wouldn't do that. And I know that some people, what they'll do is they will run a razor blade across the edge in order to get rid of paint edges, and you can do that. But I find when you're using an airbrush, you really don't need to do that, because like I said before, when you're using an airbrush, you're using less paint and you're getting the job done with less paint. So we're gonna have less of a thick edge here. But if it was built up like really crazy, I've seen people do it.
When you spray the 2K, how long after can you paint over it?
Once you spray the 2K, you just got to let it dry for 12 to 24 hours, depending on what product you're using. And then you would need to sand it. Sand it so you get adhesion for your next base coats to stick to. I think the fender has been clear coated 3 different times already. So, and it still needs one more go around in clear coat to finish it up. Okay. Well, hey, if you want to hit LiME in the comments, hashtag LiME, it's going to put you in for a chance to win. We are giving away, what are we giving away, Ash? This last one here.
Long sleeve shirt.
Long sleeve shirt. You want to show them? There we go. Those are available on our Shopify website. So if you go to limelinepaintsupply.com, there's a new link there that says apparel, I think. You'll find these shirts in there. Brand new. They're kind of not like, they're what, 30% polyester, 60% cotton. So they flex a lot. They're perfect. They work good. They're not like the stiff material, 100% cotton. Okay, let's go. Let's give one away, huh? All right, good luck, guys. Hashtag LiME in the comments. Yeah, only on Shopify right now.
Are you going to offer different sizes in the refills for the spinners?
For the spinner pads, you just got to contact me. I do have them all. So if you need pads for the spinners, just let me know.
But those should be up soon.
Yeah, they will be up soon. But if they're not up, I'll just give them to you. All right, good luck, everybody. Scotty, you're a winner, man. You're a winner. You just got to let us know your information, info@limelinepaintsupply.com. And the size. We need to know your size. So we have large to 3X. Medium to 3X on those. So we got all the sizes. Doesn't matter how big or small you are. We got you. But that's it. We got that done pretty quick. Just a recap real quick. We just had the silver lime line that's been clear coated, sanded smooth. We laid out the tape. You can rewatch that on all of our lives. You can rewatch all of them. I think we have 175 of them now. Go back, rewatch them. It'll show you how to do that. And then we just mixed up the Brandywine. Couple drops of blue into the red candy, mixed the Brandywine. We sprayed all the edges. And then we used just straight red candy with a paint gun. Doused it all. And then we still have the nice fades. And then we ended up just putting a little bit of the black candy just to add some of the shadows. Once this is hit with clear coat, it's going to shine it all back up. Going to make it look nice and glossy. You can see right here. Here's this is what it actually looks like before the clear coat is sanded. But once again, this is not sanded clear coat. Paint won't stick to this. It needs to be sanded. Okay, that's it. If you got anything else, Ashley, go ahead. But if not, I think you got it.
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. As you know, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. California time, we're here. If you have any questions, you know where to hit us up. But that's it.
Okay, good night, guys.
All right. Thanks again. We'll see you.
Bye.